Hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Faithful Gang. What is up? Welcome back. Thank you so much for being a part of the Faithful Gang. If you're not a part of the Faithful Gang, you should join. You ain't gotta get jumped in or nothing. All you gotta do is subscribe to the channel, turn your bell notifications on so you can be notified every time I post. Like the video if you do so. Like it physically. Also share with your friends, tell them we lit and we got the juice on this channel. Let's just get straight into the video. If y'all ever see me out in public and you recognize me and I don't recognize you, or I'm not looking at you, or you know me but I don't say hi, please come over and talk to me. I love meeting new friends, fans, supporters, and it really be a lot of y'all. Like, I get this so much. I know you from somewhere, I seen you from somewhere. Usually it's social media, but a lot of times if you come and show me your avatar, and if you like a faithful supporter and fan and friend, like, I will recognize your picture at least. And this has happened to me so many times. People be like, I feel like I know you from social media, or they be like, I follow you on Facebook, or I'm your friend on Instagram. They show me their picture and I recognize them, and then we just, a friendship blossoms. You know what I'm saying? I love meeting people in person from social media. This particular guy, one day he hits me up on social media, and he was like, man, I think you're really funny. Honestly, I wish that I could look at the messages while I'm talking, but this is maybe not exactly what was said, but this is the gist of what was said. Like, hey, what's up, you really funny, you know what I'm saying, I'm a new follower, thanks for the ad, type of thing. And I'm like, you know, you're welcome. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate you. La la la. So from there, I guess he became like a fan of mine, right? And he would follow me. He would follow my stuff. I remember too, like, he liked a bunch of things. So from him liking a bunch of posts and then hitting me up in the DM, I recognized his picture from when I met him at a party about a month later. So at the party, he comes up to me and he's like, hey, I think I know you from Facebook. And I'm like, show me your picture. He shows it to me and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you. Hey, what's up? We chopped it up a little bit, but we didn't talk that much. So after the party, he started hitting me up a lot. So eventually, I did give him my phone number and we started to talk. I remember we talked for like, I feel like we talked for hours that day because I was doing laundry, and you know what I'm saying, he had a good conversation and it was cool, but it was very like, you know, we was just getting to know each other. We was talking and it was really cool. We was saying everything. Oh, keep this in mind too. So he was telling me about how like he gets used a lot, and how you know, he just don't meet genuine people. And me personally, I feel like I deal with the same thing, so of course I could relate to him, you know what I'm saying. And I had made a comment like, yeah, I like to spend money on niggas, you know, I'm lightweight a trick. He like really focused on that, right? But just keep that in mind, okay? Just put that in the back of your mind. But he thought that that was so funny at the time. He's like, that is so funny. Like, I've never heard a woman refer to herself as a trick, and I don't really know a lot of women that be spending their money on men. Now, when you first start talking to someone, and when you have kids, you know, the topic sometimes of baby mama, baby daddy gets brought up, right? And so I don't talk about my kids' dad a lot because I personally don't like for people to talk about their baby mom. Like, I don't talk about my baby dad. So when we first started talking, he was talking about his baby mom. He was talking about her in a bad way, and he was just telling me everything about her. The kids don't even have beds to sleep on. The kids don't even be at her house. The kids be with her mama, but he paying her the child support. And all she do is go shopping. She buy Jordans every weekend, and she probably be spending the money on her new nigga. She got a new man, and she don't talk to him because she got a new man. So she basically keeping the kids away from him and telling his kids that they have a new daddy. And I'm just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Of course I'm finna be a listening ear to a situation like that. And so I think that too, I probably brought up my situation with my kids dead, but not a lot. Because I don't care how much you talking about your baby mama. I'm not finna sit up here and bash my baby father. Basically telling me about his life, telling me what he does for work, you know, great conversation. Okay. So, you know, when you meet somebody that you can talk to like that, a lot of times, especially when you feel like you haven't talked to somebody in a long time, you really want to talk to that person, or you feel like you don't have nobody to talk to, so you kind of like feel like you finally met somebody that you can confide in. As time went on, it was like he always brought up his baby mom, and that really started to piss me off. Okay, because I'm just like, at the end of the day, you're talking about this woman too much. And I know you did something too. I know that you didn't sit up here and have 2 kids with this lady. 2, not just 1. You sat up here and had 2 kids with this woman. And you saying how bad of a horrible person she is, you know. But he's like, and this is what used to piss me off about him. He always used to be like, yeah, you know, I was just thinking with my private part. He said it exactly like that. He would always be like, you know, but I can't believe this happened, whatever. I was thinking with my private part. But he said it all the time. Like, nigga, why do you use that fucking phrase so much? Like, it's annoying. It's like you're dwelling on it. Like, you're obsessed with this. Back to what really started turning me off about him. He started talking about how, you know, eventually he wants to get married again, and he wants to have that family dynamic. He wants a stepmom because his baby mama ain't shit, and that he wants to have more kids. I never wanted to have more kids, okay? That was never in the plan. My son's name, my youngest son, his name is Benjamin. I named him that because I was giving him a prophetic name, because I was trying to speak into existence. Like, this is my youngest, right? Because the name Benjamin means youngest. So, yeah, so I never wanted to have another child. Also, Benjamin is 10 years old. He's going to be 11 next week. So, I'm like, I don't want to have no more kids. Like, I felt like I had just started getting my life back on track. My kids is finally old enough for me to be outside. You know what I'm saying? They old enough to be with somebody else. Okay? Get them some money on their Cash App, baby. They feed themselves. They getting DoorDash. My son can cook. Like, I have some grown kids. So, for you to come in the door talking about a baby, and he talked about this baby all the time. At first, you know, he would just be like, you know, you sure you don't want to have no kids one day? And so, like, at first, when we first had the conversation, I would say, you know, sometimes I think that maybe I want to have another child one day when I find somebody that I really love. I think that every woman wants to have a child with somebody that they love. I always felt like there was a possibility one day that if I ever met Prince Charming, that I could have another child. So I told him that part, and so he would like kind of hang on that and like want to keep talking about it. But at this point, you starting to piss me off, because I don't want to meet Prince Charming and have no baby that bad. Like, why you keep bringing up this child? And he starts telling me that like he's always dreaming about me, and he's always having a dream that we are, the first one was like we was in Turks and Caicos and he had proposed to me. Another dream was I was pregnant. And it started to make me feel like you're having all these dreams about me because all you're doing is sitting around and fantasizing about me. One of his phrases that he would always say all the time, every time we was on the phone, he would say like 5 or 6 times, I don't know, it's just something about you. Like, you're just so different. It's something about you. I don't know. It's just something about you. Like, you've said that a million times, along with the statement, I hate my baby mom. I was just thinking with my private part. Like, he said them 2 statements so much. I was so goddamn tired of hearing those statements. You know what I'm saying? So, all my life, I have heard people say, it's just something about you, something about you, something about me that draws people to me, that makes people want to love me, be around me, and not just men, but I know women and friends. I'm never looking for new friends. I am never looking for new friends, but new friends always find me. I mean, people used to be wondering why I would be hanging out with the oldest goddamn it fucking white ladies. Like I have the most random bunch of friends, okay? If I could get all my friends in one group, you would be like, I mean, they are mixed from like teenager to like, and when I say teenager, I mean, well, one of my really best friends, she was like 19 years old, but this was like 2 years ago. But we had became like best friends because I became like a big sister to her, because they used to be trying to pick on her at work, and I'm like, yeah, we're grown as hell. Ain't nobody finna be picking on this girl. So my friends go from like very young to like 60, 70, okay? So I have a very wide range of friends, right? One of the very first things that he did to piss me off was his conversation. His conversation was very sexually charged and very sexually motivated from the beginning, like from the beginning. And it's crazy because the standard that women are setting for these men is ridiculous. When you don't engage in that type of conversation, they look at you like it's something wrong with you, because I guess that they like to test the waters, and usually women just go along and have those conversations with them and stuff. But not me at all. I don't want to. You lucky if I even want to smash. He would call me on the phone and just think I'm finna just sit up on the phone with him. Like, at the end of the day, I have children. You the one don't got your kids, and your baby mama got your kids. I don't got time to be sitting on the phone with you all the time just because I sat on the phone with you for an hour or two. Our first conversation, maybe even our second conversation. But after that, you're not about to be getting all that conversation out of me, sir. I'm not finna just sit on the phone with you. I got shit to do. The fuck? Why is we doing all this talking? Like, where's the action? I remember one day he pissed me off. Beginning of the conversation, I had told him, like, man, I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? And like, he was eating. Now, mind you, he used to always be talking about his money and how he liked to send girls, you know, money for lunch, and how he be cash apping, la da 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 da. But I had never got no cash app before. I'm telling you, I'm hungry, and I'm hungry as hell. And he's on the phone eating. And he's like, yeah, did you eat today? And I was like, no. And then he just continues his selfish ass conversation about how he wants somebody that he can be affectionate with, because he's seen his mom and dad be affectionate with each other. And he talking about all this shit, and I hear him unwrapping his motherfucking sandwich, and I could taste it through the phone. You know what I'm saying? I hear you eating, and you having this conversation, and I'm listening, and I'm hungry. And so I told him, like, yeah, I'm gonna go because I'm finna go get me something to eat. He like, yeah, one more thing. And then he just said like the most sexual thing. Whatever it was that he said, I got a attitude with him like, boy, what the fuck? Didn't I just tell you that I was trying to get off the phone because I'm hungry, and you talking about one more thing? You sitting on the phone eating? I'm hungry too. So he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. So I got off the phone with him, and that had pissed me off, because don't be sitting up here telling me that you the type of man that asks a girl if she hungry and be sending her lunch, and then you sitting up on the phone with me eating your food. And that conversation was very self-centered, right? He was just telling me all about himself. He talked about himself a lot, okay? And I think it was because he was trying to paint this picture of how great of a man that he was. But the more that he talked, the more that I saw through it. This is the nice guy narcissist, okay? And sometimes you'll meet a guy who seemed like such a great guy. You're like, this is such a great guy. Like, you have such great personality, great qualities. Like, men don't act like this no more. Men don't send women flowers. You know what I'm saying? Men don't send women gifts. Men don't be sending women money. So you meet a guy like that, you're just like, well, why don't I like him? And you try to psych yourself into liking somebody like that, which is what I did. I tried. That was the first thing that he had did, that little conversation that we had. And that had just opened my eyes to like, what type of guy is this, really? You know, why are you always so sexually motivated, sexually charged, and why are you so self-centered in your conversation? So the next thing that he did that I remember was talking about this baby again, because he talked about this baby and having this baby with me all the time. was so fed up. I'm like, at this point, I feel like if I ever do mess with you, you're gonna purposely try to get me pregnant. He's like, yeah, I had a dream again last night that we had got married and we had some kids, and you know, I'm just wondering, like, you know, why I keep dreaming about you and like these kids. It's just something about you. It's just something about you. I can't put my finger on it. It's something about you that I can't get over. So I was so frustrated. I said, I'm not having no more kids. Even if I get pregnant, I'm not having no more kids. He was like, well, I thought that you said that if you ever met somebody and that you know, really love them and that y'all would be together, that y'all would have kids. And I was like, maybe, I don't know. But I'm not thinking about that right now. He said, what if I don't pull out? I said, what if you never hit? He gonna say, oh, I'm a hit. Oh, trust me, I'm a hit. The arrogance, the confidence. I barely am even liking you anymore, and you just know for damn sure because you having all these sexual dreams about me. But the reason why you having all these sexual dreams about me is because that's all you're thinking about. Every time I would call him, like I would feel bad or whatever, or like, you know, just reach out, just trying to be cool with him too. He'd be like, wow, that's crazy that you called me because I was just thinking about you. And it's crazy because every time I'm thinking about you, you call me, right? When really come to find out later on, he told my mama, like my mama got it out of him, that he basically sits there and manifests a call from me. So yeah, but we'll get into how they even talked in the first place. So when he was like, oh, what if I know I'm a hit, that pissed me off so bad. I cursed him out. He would like reach out to me and be like, what can I do to get your forgiveness, you know, because I'm sorry. And at this point, I was so fed up with him. I was just like, I'm only taking cash apologies. So if you ever want to talk to me again, you need to send me $1,000. It took him like almost 2 weeks, but he eventually sent the money. So when he sends the money, he sends a text message and he's like, did you get the money? And I was like, yeah, I got the money. And he was like, damn, I can't get a thank you. I was like, thank you, baby. This is your apology money. What the is you talking about, sir? I'm not finna give you no thank you. You need to thank me for letting you back in my life. After how you disrespected me, you don't even know me like that. We just started talking and you talking about nutting to me and not pulling out. You don't even got no right to talk to me like that. As some people know, I'm pregnant right now at this moment in life. And even my baby daddy never talked to me like that. We never talked about sex. We never talked about sex. And look at me here, pregnant with this nigga baby. Like, we never talked about sex. He never was sexually... The only thing that he ever said to me was when we first started talking, he asked me how many kids I had. I told him 3, and he said, damn, you're shaped really nice. He never, ever talked to me like this. This nigga never even really like used to grab my ass, and he's grabbed my hand, like hold hands. Never, okay? So, niggas don't be realizing like how certain niggas will get you and how they won't. And it's like, it's the things that you're doing. It's the way that you treated me. It's the way that you making me feel. That's why I don't care how much money that you giving me or what you spending. The way that you making me feel, I don't like. And I know his little heart is finna be broke when he finds out that I'm pregnant and that I kept the baby. Because in my mind, I never, like I told him, if I ever get pregnant again, I'm not keeping the baby, because that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But when God intervenes, like freaking Abraham finna kill his child on the altar, you gotta do what you told to do. Like, don't kill the child. At the end of the day, I kept the baby, and I know he finna be very salty, but guess what? While you was doing all that damn talking, this nigga was telling me to put my motherfucking clothes on and get dressed. He finna come out. He finna pull up and be outside in 5 minutes. Like, While you doing all that fucking talking about your dreams and how you had a dream about we had a baby and how this and that, this nigga was like, I'm outside. Let's get back to the $1,000. So he was like, damn, you ain't even gonna say thank you. I said, I'm not finna tell you thank you for sending me $1,000. Actually, I don't need your money. I'm not lying. I pulled out $15,000 out of my drawer and did the money spread on my bed and sent it to that nigga and told his ass, I don't need shit from you. I made you send me that $1,000 because that is a cash apology, because that's what you get for talking to me crazy. I'm trying to see how serious you really are. You don't just get to talk to me like that and then say you sorry and think I'm just finna want to talk to you again. Like, no, it needs to be worth something for me as well. Like, after he got cursed out, after sending me the $1,000, he was like really in love. Because he's like, first of all, no woman has ever checked me or talked to me the way that you talk to me. You be putting me in my place. You be making me like boss up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you make me think differently. Like, I'll never talk to you like that again. I'm not used to talking to women like you. Like, I'm sorry, this and that. So I forgave him, right? I forgave him. Kind of very quickly gets back to talking about having a fucking baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it would be like, or he would like randomly text me and be like, yeah, I had a dream about you again, but I'm not gonna tell you because I don't want you to be mad at me. I'm mad at you for bringing the shit up and saying that. Like, say the fucking dream or don't say it. But like, you're being very childish, like just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, as if he was wanting me to be like, no, say the dream. I don't want to hear the dream, because the dream was probably about us having another fucking baby, and I don't want to hear about that. Get some snacks out. Y'all, Twinkie popcorn, I'm gonna tell y'all how it tastes. Smells good. Okay, so the next thing that he did was talked about women so bad. He talked about the women in his past so bad that it started making me look at him a certain way. I do not talk about men that I have dated with other men. You know what I'm saying? I might tell them, like, you're not the only dude I'm talking to, or like, it was funny because like I told my baby daddy, like, yeah, you're not the only nigga I'm talking to, but you my favorite nigga. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I remember I told him that shit. I do not talk about other men or badmouth other men to the man that I'm dating, because that's just weird, and I feel like it makes me look like a certain way, like, you dating a bum ass nigga, or like you fucked with a bum. Like, no. I want y'all to think every nigga I fucked with was a rich, cool nigga. You know what I'm saying? Which usually they do be. My baby daddy was a rich nigga until he wasn't no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because when you with the nigga, you can have whatever you want. But when you're not with him, good luck. The Twinkie popcorn is good. I'm going to put that to the side so I can finish this story up. He used to talk about his baby mama so bad. How much he hated her, how much of a bum she was, how much she didn't take care of the kids. Eventually, I was like, well, if she's so bad, why don't you get your kids? So he would have all these excuses to why he couldn't get his kids. And I'm just like, is there a custody order in place? And he's like, no. So everybody have kids know if there's no custody order in place, nobody has custody. So if you take the kids on your weekend, or like you say, your sister always got the kids. So one day when your sister get the kids, why you don't go over there and take the kids and keep them and make her fight for custody to get the kids back? Like, the story was just never adding up until God told me he doesn't want to take his kids from her, because he knows that even if he takes the kids from her, he's still going to be paying her child support until he can get a lawyer to stop that. When I had got that revelation, I had just ran it by him, but not in like the full revelation. I was like, you know what? If she's such a bad of a mother, like, he was like, my kids don't even have beds. Like, go get your fucking kids. Don't leave them in no fucked up situation because you have to pay child support. And honestly, that pissed me off and made me think differently about him, because I'm like, how can you say that you care about your kids, but you're leaving them in a fucked up situation because you paying child support? I had just made the comment like, yeah, well, why don't you just go get your kids and fight about the child support later? He blew up. He raged about his baby mama after I said that. Like, this dumbass bitch, she a bum. She only care about niggas. She don't take care of our daughter. I'm paying all this child support to her. It was like when he raged and blew up like that, I was like, oh, God, you were right. He is really mad about this child support, and he's refusing to take his kids out of the situation because of child support. I'm paying this bitch all this money a month for child support, and this shit is killing me. Now, mind you, this nigga is sending me thousands of dollars a month at this point, right? Because we've been talking for a few months. He's sending me thousands of dollars a month. And you telling me that you could afford to send me all this money, but you can't go buy your kids no bed? I don't like that. I don't like men who feel like because they pay child support, they're not going to do nothing else for their kids. And instead, you're going to allow your kids to suffer in a situation. I'm thinking, you sending me all these thousands of dollars a month, but you can't afford to go buy your kids no bed. And they some little kids. So you could get them some $100 bed frames or them little Mickey Mouse bed frames with the little, they still damn near use infant mattresses. Girl number 2. There was another girl that he always talked about, right? So this particular girl, we went to high school together, and this girl was actually real popular in high school, but I didn't know her. Now we're friends on social media, right? So I still don't really know the girl, you know what I'm saying? But he looked, and I guess he's friends with her on social media as well. So he started asking me like how I knew this girl. And I told him like, oh, we went to high school together, but I don't really know her like that. But like everybody that I know knows her. I always be like, yeah, I used to fuck with her, but like she did something that threw me off and made me not want to fuck with her no more. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I would just try to get past that part of the conversation as fast as possible, because you already talk about your baby mama all the time, and I don't want to hear you talking about this bitch. One day, he starts to go into detail about the story, right? So he's like, yeah, I used to fuck with her, but she did something to throw me off. Like, y'all, I'm gonna tell you what he said. He said that one day she took a shit and didn't wipe. They started fucking, and he was trying to grab her ass, and she kept moving his hands out the way. And I don't remember if he said he had like got some shit on his hands, or like his hands was stinking and he started smelling, like the room started smelling like shit real bad. But like the story started pissing me off. First of all, this is none of my business. And why is you talking to me about this bitch? Why is you talking to me about a sexual encounter with another woman? Like, that definitely don't make me want to fuck with you, because in my opinion, if I give you some, you about to be telling my business too. Now you won't never tell no story like that, because that'll never happen. You no smell, baby, water. But at the same time, you saying you're the type to go around telling motherfuckers that you smashed and how it was and all this and that. Like, no, you could never fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So when he started telling that story, like before he even could finish, I cut his ass off, and I think I like told his ass off. You know what I'm saying? So he go back to like talking about his baby mom or whatever. And so I just checked the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? I don't know what type of bitches that you used to fucking with that sit up and listen to you talk about your baby mama, but I'm not finna sit here and let you badmouth this woman. Because at the end of the day, you sat up here and had 2 kids with this lady, and you steady talking about her, and you did something too. At the end of the day, I'm somebody's baby mom, and they be telling stories about me to make themselves look like the good guy. And I don't sit up here and talk about my baby dad. And what type of women do you talk to that sit up here and let you talk about your baby mom? Like, at this point, it's giving you're venting to a friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you don't got no niggas that you talk to about your baby mom? I mean, why is you talking to me about your baby mom? Like, no. I don't never want to hear you talk about your baby mom again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really have to check his ass about that. Then there was this other girl that he talked to. So she ended up, supposedly they was in a long distance relationship, and he was basically paying for pictures. He was basically paying for pictures because he didn't really like see her that often or whatever. I don't really remember how the story goes about them, but I know that they didn't live in the same state. They had a long distance relationship. She would send him nudes and photos and stuff like that, and he would send her a lot of money. Like, he was taking care of her and her grown child. And he was just telling me like the whole story. Now, when a nigga get to telling you about his trickery, you know what I'm saying, you get to being like, oh, okay. If you telling me that you was taking care of this lady and her grown child, and you're telling me that you got 100 bands put up and all this and that, and you steady asking like, do I need something, do I want something, and you damn near sounded like he really wanted me to start asking him for shit, you know what I'm saying? But now I see you really just wanted me to start asking you for shit so that you can use it and throw it up in my face and be like, I did this for you, I did that for you. Like, baby, you're not the only one doing it. You're not the only one. And we're gonna get back to that. So he talked about this lady real bad. There was this one other girl that he talked about all the fucking time, and he talked about these women all the time, and he tried to be like, they, you know, basically like they was all users, they all did this and that. But now that I'm the villain in his story, I see why the fuck he was treated the way he was by these women. You know what I'm saying? He set himself up to be treated like that, and he put himself in the situation at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I'm mixing like one of the girls up and making them two people, but I could swear that this is a totally different girl. So he was fucking with this one girl that played him for a comedian, and it's funny because he was like a big comedian. Like, when he told me the dude's name, I went and looked him up. We got all the same mutual friends. It's funny that I don't know him. To me personally, I feel like he was trying to use me as revenge. Like, he wanted to get me so bad so that he can like throw it up in this girl's face that now he had a big ass comedian. I feel like he wanted me to be these bitches' revenge. Like, he wanted me to be the revenge for his baby mom. Like, oh yeah, you thought I couldn't do better, I got me a bad bitch. Like, the girl who cheated on him with the comedian, like, oh yeah, look at me, I got me a comedian now. And he really wanted to shit on these hoes with me, and that's really what was like heavy in my spirit. You know, he used to always talk about this, and he had told me this one time about how the girl had a sex tape with her and the comedian and showed it to him. And it's funny because a lot of couples be like sharing each other's sex tape. Y'all is weird. I don't know what the fuck type of time motherfuckers be on, but motherfuckers is weird as hell, okay? She had a sex tape with this comedian and she had showed it to him, and then that's basically like the last time when he stopped fucking with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that just hurt his heart so much or whatever. I don't know, but he was done with her at that point because he said he had seen the date on it, and come to find out she had lied and she was actually cheating with that comedian. The way that he talked about these women and the details that he gave, it made me not ever want to fuck with him for real, because I felt like he was a pillow talking ass nigga, and then if I ever did anything with him, he was gonna tell my business. The last video that I posted on YouTube, it was extremely hard to get off my phone, so I'm only gonna tell this story for about 5 more minutes. We have a lot to discuss, because we ain't even touched the tip of what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be like overly trying to export this video, so it's gonna end up being a part 2. But let me just tell you a little bit more. I have PTSD about growing up, and it's crazy because parents don't be wanting to hear it and your traumas, especially when they caused it, and they don't be wanting to believe it or they don't believe in it. I have issues when people tell me to get ready, they're gonna pick me up, and they don't. That is one of the easiest ways to never talk to me again. Because I hate to say, but like growing up, one of my parents always said they was finna come pick me up, and literally I would be waiting in the window. Like, I would fall asleep, you know, just watching out the window, seeing all the cars drive by, wondering like, okay, is this them? Is this them? Every car that drive by is never them. They never came. You know what I'm saying? You barely know where they are. That was back when they even really had cell phones, so it wasn't like you could just call your mama and be like, oh, I said my mom. It wasn't like you just call your mama or your daddy and be like, oh, where you at? You have to wait for them to call the house phone or whatever. And like sometimes your parents was just living their life. Like motherfuckers wasn't worried about calling no kids, you know. So I have PTSD when it comes to like people telling me they're gonna pick me up and they don't, or people saying that they're gonna do something and they don't. Because a lot of times I was told, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then they don't do it, you know. So now that I'm older, I don't go for that at all. You're not going to trigger the little girl in me who was told that she was gonna get picked up and taken to Burger King and never went to Burger King. You know what I'm saying? Instead, you know what? We got food at home. I'm gonna cook at home. Like, no, I don't want cooked food from home. I want Burger King like you said that you was gonna give me. Around Christmas time, which I don't celebrate Christmas for real, but like people do celebrate Christmas. So when you're close to them, you know, they get you gifts or they want to give you gifts and things like that. So I don't celebrate Christmas, but I'm not gonna turn down no gift. Not only did he have like a bachelor's degree, but he also used to day trade, and he also used to win a lot of money on FanDuel. Yeah, so the nigga was rich, right? He used to tell me, like, oh, I won this much money, I won that much money. Like, he did it all the time. He used to always tell me about how much money he had. And me personally, I don't like for men to either talk about how much money they have or talk about how broke they are. Like, those are two things that will really piss me off about a man. Like, don't sit up and keep repeating that you broke or whatever. I don't want to hear that shit. Like, the fuck, go get some money. And then don't sit up here and talk about how much money you have, because to me is giving you want to be used for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're leading with your money, you want me to take it then, right? So around Christmas, he was telling me that he had won like all this money on FanDuel. First he was asking me like, what do you want for Christmas? So I told him that I had wanted these shoes that was like $160, and that I had wanted a YSL purse, right? So he's like, okay, I'm gonna get it for you, So then he was like, send me the pictures of the stuff you want. So I had sent him the pictures. The YSL bag was probably like $2,500, and then the shoes was one something. The YSL bag was more like $2,600, right? Here's a crazy thing. For Christmas, I had went shopping for him, like, but why was I shopping for him on a fucking scam website? Like, I had no idea. I had no idea it was a fucking scam website. Like, I should have knew, but I didn't realize. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how like when you're scrolling on the social media and then a page will pop up like Fashion Over for Men. You know what I'm saying? And then you click on it, and then but you don't really pay attention to like the web browser. So I done bought this nigga some clothes and paid for it, and come to find out it was a scam website. Like, these people just got my card information for no fucking reason. Was telling me like, oh, instead of sending you the presents, I'm just gonna send you the money. I just won $4,500 from FanDuel, so I'm finna send you half of it. And he was saying this for a minute, but like as time went on, he never did it. He didn't send the money. I'm gonna leave you right there, okay? Eventually, he sends the money, but just wait until y'all find out how, okay? Just wait until y'all find out how, and wait until you find out why he said it took him so long to send the money. Like, y'all, there's more, okay? So I'm gonna leave y'all right here because I don't want this video to be too long. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure you do so physically. Also, join the Faithful Gang by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, telling all your friends we got the juice on this channel. You better tell your friends we lit on this channel, okay? Let them know. Also, follow me on all of my socials. If you on Facebook, follow me, Faithbug on Facebook. If you on Instagram, follow me, Hell Queen Faith on Instagram. If you on TikTok, follow me. You can also find me on Facebook under Comedian Faith. Y'all, I love you. God loves you. Make sure y'all come back for part 2, and it's all